The powertrain tweaks seem tiny compared to the big news in the chassis department. Ferrari's first use of electric steering, EPS. What took so long in an era when performance brands like Porsche are now several generations into their EPS technology? Ferrari says it considered the tech for the 488 GTB, but it wasn't dynamically satisfying enough to warrant production. With so many systems digitally interfacing in the 812, from traction, stability control and magnetorheological dampers to the electronic differential, Ferrari says it was finally time for the steering to become part of that dialogue. The steering system now has a seat at the vehicle dynamics table, says lead Ferrari test driver Raffaele De Simone, which begs the inevitable question, is the steering feel good enough to warrant the change? More on that later. Unlike Ferrari's famously purposeful mid-engine cockpits, the cabin of the front-engine 812 Superfast feels spacious and fairly airy, with good forward visibility. Inherited from the GTC4 Lusso is the so-called twin cockpit feature, which adds an 8.8-inch touchscreen above the glove box displaying navigation, drive mode setting or instrumentation info. The system works well enough and can easily be switched off, leaving a dark panel surface that blends well with the leather-lined interior. But the hot seat is the one behind the prancing horse-clad steering wheel. The central focus from the driver's seat is a large yellow tachometer that sits dead ahead. The dial is a reassuring reminder of Ferrari's performance intentions despite the 812's distinct Grand Touring elements, the front-engine configuration, the surprisingly roomy seats, and the refined infotainment system inherited from the Lusso that includes twin high-resolution 5-inch screens. Bring the massive V12 to life via the steering wheel-mounted start button, and the 812 fires with a deliciously loud thrum. The titanium exhaust system is slightly quieter at lower RPMs in sport mode due to sound regulations, but in the race setting the system opens up to the F12's more raucous volume levels. Said the Manettino to Sport, and the engine's tremendously flexible power band makes it easy to lope around town with minimal gear shifts. There's incredible pull from low RPMs thanks to the engine's Mack truck-like displacement and continuously variable intake, and with 80% of torque available from 3,500 revolutions per minute, the run to max revs at 8,900 revolutions per minute is pin you to your seat giggle-inducing. Up the ante by clicking the Manettino to race, and you'll still get enough electronic intervention to keep you from kicking the tail out. I endured one well-mannered lap at Ferrari's Frano test track before switching to the CT off setting, which enables tail-happy corner sliding with a safety net of stability control. This is hero mode at its finest, with so much power so easily accessed at your right foot. Flawlessly executed power slides makes you feel like a certified drift master. The task requires more daring than ever because the 812's four-wheel steering system adds stability at higher speeds. The act feels even riskier due to wider front tires that dig in more firmly, having grown from 255mm to 275mm. The rears remain at 315mm.